All right. All right, everyone, welcome tonight to our Team Beachbody Coaching Opportunity presentation. My name's Emma Whaley, and I am a mom of 5. My husband and I have a combined family. We have 3 kids together, and then I'm a stepmom of 2 boys. And I am currently a 7-star diamond elite coach with Beachbody, and then a 3-star diamond in the other business center. And you know what? Before I was a coach, I was like, I don't know what all that means. Basically, it just means I'm creating some leaders on the team, and we have some really strong players that are actually on the call tonight. They're going to be sharing their stories with you as well. And the cool thing about coaching, or one of my very favorite things, is that we all work together as a team to help each other succeed. So the goal of this call is that we're just going to share our stories. I'm going to go over a few FYIs, and then if you have some questions at the end, feel free to go ahead and ask, okay? Sound good? So the first coach I want to introduce you to is Jenny Connors. Jenny and I met when we were living in Hawaii. We were both stationed together, and cool things happen when you're stationed with somebody. You get to connect in a way that is very unique, different than in the civilian world, because you go through some hardships like deployments, etc., and you learn to rely on one another. But anyway, Jenny and I were stationed in Hawaii together, and actually Nicole and I were too. Nicole's going to share her story in a minute. But Jenny is a mother of a little 1-year-old boy and recently moved to Monterey, California. And she is a diamond coach on our team. She's very well in church and still makes this work. And so, Jenny, I'm going to mute out, and you go ahead and take it away.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, awesome. So I have been a coach for a little over a year, almost a year and a half. I am not one of those people that joined because I just wanted to lose weight. Actually, my husband wanted to try Shakeology, and I was like, cool, I want to try it too. Let's try it with a discount. I don't want to pay full price because I don't pay full price for anything. So I had heard that you could sign up as a coach and not have to actively coach. And so I was like, I want to sign up as a discount coach. And I didn't know any coaches. And so my friends knew Emma, and I was like, hey, Emma, can I sign up with you? And she's like, sure. But she is a phenomenal leader. I mean, I'm just going to do a little plug for Emma today. She actually just got an extra diamond in her diamond bag today. She's a 7-star diamond because she's a leader. And I've been involved in other businesses where you have to like sell and things like that, and it didn't work for me. Why? Because I didn't have a leader that was like encouraging me and pushing me and saying, hey, like, do you want to do more? Do you want to do more? I think I can see you doing this. Do you want to do it? And I'm like, okay, sure, let's do it. I really just signed up for a discount and to lose the baby weight. I needed to get back to being able to wear my clothes. And this gal was like, no, I see something in you. I think you can do this. So I was like, okay, why not? Why not try to make a little bit of extra money on the side? But I had no idea what different ranks were. She's like, okay, you're going to be emerald now. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And it just means I had to find 2 people that would be interested in doing Shakeology with me. I actually had a friend who was already paying for it full price. I was like, hey, sign up with me. You can get it for a discount too. So, I mean, just sharing it with a couple of friends, I moved up in rank. And she's like, okay, let's do the next step. Let's move on to diamond coach. And I'm like, what does that mean? And she's just been coaching me and taking me along this whole time. And yeah, I wanted to do this to lose baby weight, to please my husband, because he's military. He's always like, okay, we have to be fit, we have to be healthy, I have to do this stuff. He's Marine Corps, so it's like on the ball all the time. And I'm like, I don't want to, but he's active, and I want to be able to be active with my family. But somewhere over the course of this last year, this totally changed, and it clicked for me, and this is where my business started to change. It wasn't about selling anymore. It wasn't just about sharing like the products anymore. Somehow it became a ministry to me. My faith is really important to me. And the verse that came to mind was John 10:10, that Jesus Christ came and died for us so that we could have life and have it to the fullest. And so that's my name, and that's kind of my motto for everything, is to live life to the fullest. mainly for myself, to remind myself, like, hey, Jenny, you're drinking Shakeology. You're doing this crazy insanity workout right now so that you're living life to the fullest, so that you have more energy to be with your family, so that you have more life to give, like, to all the friends and people around you. So that's kind of my mission. And when I saw that, I was like, I'm not just selling this anymore. I'm sharing an opportunity for people to do the same. Why would I not want to do that? And people started getting excited, and people started following me, and people started saying, hey, Jenny, I want to know what this is. And so because of that, I have challenge groups that I run, and people are getting interested, and they're just loving the way they're feeling with this Shakeology stuff. Guys, this is not a business where you have to sell. I mean, obviously, in a business, you're in a business to make money. That's the whole reason that people have a business. So yes, you want to get into this to make some money, and Beachbody wants to make money. I mean, we're not going to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, you're going to be successful when you care about people, and when you care about helping people, and not just the money. So I guess that's kind of my story and how I've gotten to where I'm at and why I love Beachbody.
Thank you for sharing your story, Jenny. That's awesome. You know, each of us take a different approach with this business. Some people, when they join, they dive right in and they're like full-on coaches. And so that's what's cool, is that you get to choose the path that you're on with this, and we'll help you to be successful at every level. We'll talk about that in a minute. Another coach I asked to share her story tonight on the call is Nicole Sherrick. And Nicole lived across the street from me in Hawaii. Her husband's a Marine like mine. And I would see Nicole working out in her garage, and fitness is just part of who she is. Like, this girl has just been doing this her whole life. And I identified with that a little bit. And then just over across the street conversation, we got to know each other better. And she used one of our programs to lose some of the baby weight with baby number 1 and then number 2, and really is just now paying it forward. So Nicole, if you want to share a little bit about why did you decide to start coaching, and what's happened since you began coaching, and go ahead and share your insights.
Okay. Hi. I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and really ever since I had my son, I've always kind of been like, I want to stay home with him. I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to pay for daycare. It's always kind of been a struggle. You know, what do I do? So my husband bought P90X like right after he was born, and I was really mad at him for spending all that money on it, because I was a total gym person, didn't want to work out at home. And then we did it and loved it. And then a few years later, I did a challenge group with Emma and loved that too, because it held me accountable for it. I did it because I was kind of feeling unmotivated. I needed the accountability. So that was helpful. And it wasn't really until a couple years later that I found this opportunity, the coaching opportunity. And I just thought like that would be perfect for me, because I've always been into fitness, and it's just kind of helped me, you know, be like, oh, I can totally do this at home. I can still be with my kids. I can work my own schedule. And it just kind of worked out like that. And I keep doing it because it's a group that's very inspiring. It's a work that you want to keep doing, because you have a team there that's saying, you know, celebrating your successes and just all the personal development you do. You just, you know, you feel like you're on fire. So it's fun. And that's kind of how I got into it. And it's keeps me going by seeing all the successes of my challengers and people that you see changing for the better. So I don't know. I think that's it.
That's perfect if that's it. No, I love that neither of you have mentioned income, because I mean, it is a business, but at the same time, it's like we can all work really hard and make money lots of ways, but that's not what gets us excited in the morning. You know what I mean? Like, you can go work anywhere and make a good income. Well, not anywhere, but you know what I'm saying. But there's very few things that you will pay you well while you wake up and you're excited about who you're going to talk to and how you're going to make an impact on their life. Okay. the last coach I asked to share her story was Rachel Wilbur, and Rachel and I actually met online. We were hooked up by Match.com. No, I'm kidding. No, I have a page called Healthy Emma, and I post things like tips and videos and things like that, and I share my story, and I guess sometimes I'm a little transparent so people can see that I'm not a robot. I'm actually a person. And Rachel she identified with me because she can tell you why, but Rachel joined our team and she just really raised the bar from the beginning because she was just super passionate about, I'm going all in, I'm quitting my job, this is going to replace that income. And she just never looked back. It wasn't like I want the discount, let's see what happens. It was a totally different approach. And she has lit our team on fire and become one of our top leaders. All three of these ladies are diamond coaches and going to our exclusive leader retreat next month. I'm so excited. It's all expenses paid. But Rachel has come in and done this super fast and just has a very unique spin on how she went from being a lawyer to a stay-at-home fitness coach. So go ahead, Rachel.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. I've never done this with earphones on. So, okay, so yeah, my story is different because at the time that I found Emma over the summer, which was, I guess, the end of June. I had been following her for a while, but I signed up to coach in the end of June. And I had been following her for a while because in January, I quit my job as a public defender. So my job was to try felony cases defending people. So I was super busy, super stressed, and I loved my job, and I obviously worked really hard to get where I was. But I felt the longer I stayed in it, I felt more and more like disconnected from myself. Like just I had the job was so difficult because it was very negative a lot of the time, and it was like a job where I was under a lot of pressure, and I had to put on a suit and be in court every single day at 8 in the morning, and talk to juries and do all the crazy stressful stuff that goes along with being a lawyer. And I got a lot of I loved it. I felt really high powered doing that, but I also was like, I started to realize I was feeling really unhealthy, like in a lot of ways, in my relationships and in myself, just eating crap. And, I would be in court and I would feel like full of adrenaline, but then I would go down to my office, which had no window and was just like files everywhere and gross carpet from the 70s. And just like, it was really depressing. And I started to just feel like, this can't be it. Like I can't keep grinding like this and working until midnight and just feeling like I can't connect with people because I'm so overwhelmed with the pressure that I'm under that I'm not appreciating my relationships. And I'm going like this because I remember this conversation I was having with my mom one day where she was telling me something pretty important and heartfelt about our family, and I was just gone. Like I was working in my head. I couldn't even connect with her. And I thought to myself, my husband and I really want to have kids. And I just realized like, I'm not going to be able to be present in my life and appreciate the moments with the people that are important to me if I don't make a change. So that background is just important for you guys to understand because I was kind of searching for something different. I had already quit my job at the end of January, which was a huge risk, like a huge leap of faith for me to just make that choice because I really didn't have a backup plan. I was enrolled at an online nutrition school, and my thought was, I love health and fitness. I love nutrition. I've gotten so far away from that. Just coming home and like sinking into the couch. If I wasn't working all night, I would be so exhausted that I would just sink into the couch with a bottle of wine and food. And I was just like self-soothing in this really unhealthy way. And I had gained like 10 or 15 pounds, kind of fluctuated. If I was in trial, I would like lose weight really fast because I wouldn't eat. Which is not healthy. So I was really looking for balance, and I had been following a lot of different health and fitness kind of blogs and going to nutrition school and really starting to turn inward and figure out like, what am I going to do? Like I can't really work for anyone else. I don't want to be a lawyer full time. Maybe I'll go back to it, but I need to find something that's going to nourish me and allow me to make a living while taking care of myself. So I kind of, had this motto in my head that I couldn't get rid of, which was like, I want to help other people still while helping myself or without hurting myself. Because before I was a lawyer, I was also a teacher, 8th grade teacher in an inner city school. So I've always been really driven to do these like super hard jobs that are helping people, and it's very noble and everything. But at the end of the day, you still have to be healthy in yourself. Otherwise you can't help effectively. So I just took a leap of faith. And so at the time I found Emma, I was kind of like very curious, like, okay, who's this person? She looks so healthy and she's like so beautiful and obviously like has her whole life together, you know? And she just came off as like, okay, that's the kind of life that I'm looking for. Like I really connected with, you know, her values and the fact that she could stay home with her kids and still make a living and keep herself healthy. And that was just super attractive to me. And so I kept being curious, but I was also like, well, it's obviously some sort of scam. I mean, no one gets to stay home and make money. Like this can't be real. I don't know who this person is, but it's gotta be fake. But I kept watching and I was like, it really doesn't seem fake. You know, I'm really curious. And so I remember the day I called in to one of the calls, just like this one, except it was a phone call. There was no video. And I was like so nervous to just even call in. I was like, so nervous that I would have to like, what if someone knew it was like me or I had to say something? It was so funny that I felt like that. But I felt like I felt like I'm being a sucker because this can't be like a real thing. So, you know, I'm just going to listen. And I was on the bus for some reason. I think I was going to the airport, but I listened and I was like, okay, this sounds like it could be a real thing. And so I ended up like taking the leap to talk to Emma on the phone. And I was again, like petrified to talk to her on the phone for some reason. Like, I just felt like I felt like the wool was being pulled over my eyes. And so if you're new and you're like, I'm saying this because if you're questioning or you're interested, like, and you feel like that, it's totally a normal feeling. But I'm here to tell you that this is now fast forward 6 months. And this is like a completely real thing. It has been, I'm so glad that I went with my gut because it has been like a godsend to me, really. It has surrounded me with really positive people, which was a really big change for me being a public defender and an attorney. Like, I mean, I love all my attorney friends, but it's an environment that's really intense. Like everybody's very like argumentative and like powerful. And it's so nice to just be around people who value their health and value the health of others and to be encouraged to do what I really want to do, which is to uplift other people. And instead of like fighting with other people all the time. So I'm going long, Emma, tell me if I'm going too long, but so I guess long story short, you know, I went with my gut and now, and I really did jump in with both feet because Beachbody is like, it answers all of those things that I was looking for because it's, you know, I wanted to work from home or at least have the freedom to create my own schedule, not have to check in and out on someone else's time. I wanted the financial promise because obviously I'm an attorney. I worked really hard for that and I envisioned a life of having a certain income. And so I really wanted that possibility to be there. And I know that I can get there with this opportunity. I wanted the ability to reach out and inspire other people. And this gives me a platform to do that. And then I wanted also something that would motivate me to stay healthy rather than the other way around where I was like always sacrificing my health for others. And this accomplishes all of those things. And so every day that I'm doing this, I feel more and more like convicted that this is the right path for me. This answers all of my prayers in terms of the life that I want to lead. And I really truly believe that it can be a life by design, you know, that I've seen only in 6 months and no one else talked about income. And so I don't want to be like cheesy talking about income because it's not just about the money, but I do want to say that like, you know, when I started this, my very first month, my goal was to earn back my investment, which was just a challenge pack. And I like tripled that. I earned enough to pay that back and twice more. And then ever since then, my income has steadily increased, not like by leaps and bounds, but by a couple $100 a month. And it's now to the point where I can pay all my student loans back, my car payment, and all of our utilities. And that is like huge, you know, not that it's equal to my lawyer's salary yet, but I can see that it's progressing at a steady rate. And that's because I'm putting in the time and the work. So it's definitely work, but you know, it's work that inspires me instead of leaves me drained at the end of the day. Like now I wake up on Monday and I'm super excited to get to work. And that is a feeling that I haven't had in years. So I think that's it.
Awesome job. Thanks for sharing, gals. And so, okay, so I'm Emma, and I said I'm a 7-star diamond coach with Beachbody, but I didn't start off that way. My story is a little different. Like I mentioned, I have 5 kids, and so my Beachbody story starts after I had my last baby, and we were stationed in Hawaii, and I had, okay, let's see, my baby was born a week after we got to the island, and we didn't have our goods. So our goods literally arrived the day I was in labor and at the hospital. And I left a note on my neighbor's door, and I was like, "Hi, please sign for our goods." Because, you know, if you're not there to receive your goods, they hold them for 6 weeks. So I was like, please sign for our goods and don't steal anything. I'll be home later tonight. I'm having a baby. And I didn't even know her. And so anyway, so I had my baby, and then I also had a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, or I think she was almost 4. And then, how old were the boys? A 9 and 11-year-old. And we had all these kids, and we were put into a 3-bedroom house, and I came home from the hospital, and there were just boxes everywhere. It was really a hard time for me. And in that pregnancy, I gained 55 pounds. And I'm not very tall. And so I was carrying around quite a bit of weight, and I was stressed to the max. Even though my husband's an officer in the Marine Corps with paying child support and alimony and all the debt they brought into our marriage, I mean, we were 6 figures in debt. And there was just not any money at the end of the paycheck. We were actually like writing checks for diapers and praying they didn't bounce. And when he'd go on deployment, we were like, yes, a pay bump, even though that's terrible. But that just was our reality. And so I remember my son was probably 2 months old, and I was up in the night with all of our boxes, like most of them were unpacked, but a lot of them were still there. And I was crying because I was exhausted. And everyone was sending me these messages on Facebook and texts and saying, "Don't you love Hawaii? Isn't it amazing? Aren't you having the best time?" And I'm like, no, I'm miserable. And my kids wanted me to go with them and swim in the ocean and hike up the mountains. And I just couldn't see how that would ever happen. And so I ordered TurboFire off of the infomercial, and I charged it, and I had to choose the payment plan. And I'm so glad I did, because within a couple weeks, I lost all my baby weight. And within, within 6 months, I ran a half marathon, and I am not a runner. I'm like a terrible runner. So that was a miracle in itself, and I did it all with TurboFire. So time went on, and I was inviting friends over to work out with me. My confidence was back. Like, I was feeling like me, like that girl that I used to be before I was so freaking exhausted. And I was meeting my neighbors, and I was adventuring in Hawaii, and life was better. And then hubby went on deployment, and I got sick time after time after time, and I kept going to the doctor for antibiotics, and my doctor was like, "You have something going on with you. There's a nutrient deficiency or something. You have to change something." So I saw at the end of the videos how they play the Shakeology reel, and they're like, "There's 7 salads and blah 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 blah," and I'm like, I'm not eating that. And so I knew that could help me, because I didn't want to go buy all those groceries, were too cheap. So I could handle paying like $3 a day for the shake. And so that's what I did. I signed up. I ran my upline coach through the ringer about coaching and what it was, because I had done another MLM and it didn't work out, and we took a huge financial hit after I did that. And so I wanted to be sure that this thing had a money back guarantee, that I was going to be able to do this at my own pace, that there was no pressure. I asked all of the questions. I signed up in August of 2011, and I didn't actually start coaching because I was afraid to tell people I was a coach, because I didn't want to be a salesperson. And I realized it's not about that. People were asking me anyway, and I was sending them to Amazon to buy the stuff, and so they might as well buy it from me. And so I started my first group in November, and it's an online Facebook group where we communicate and encourage people along their way. And that was in November 2011, and I started paying for my own product. With the income that I had coming in. By January, I was making our car payments and had advanced a diamond rank with Beachbody. And now, 3 years later, we are making well over 6 figures. And it's kind of cool, because my husband at one time was like, "You need to quit Beachbody. This is taking too much time and too much money and whatever." And like, "No, just trust me. This is my thing. I'm sticking with it. I prayed about it. God said, go with Beachbody." So I did. And now we are putting in my husband's paperwork to retire him early, crossing our fingers it all goes through. I've built my business while we've moved. Since Hawaii, we moved to Monterey, California. And then again, I moved to Boise, Idaho, and I'm here now. And we've been able to go on vacations. My husband and I got married really quickly. We never had a honeymoon. And we've been able to take luxury vacations paid for by Beachbody and done all sorts of amazing things. And so that's a little bit about my story. And I think that's actually on one of my slides I put together here in a minute, but I jumped ahead of myself because that's what I do. Sorry. But if I can do this business, anybody can do this business because life is crazy and you don't have to be perfect. You just have to have passion, honestly, and just never give up. And that's the key. And so the biggest thing for me since becoming a coach that's changed in me is I went from being somebody that felt like a failure and like life was just happening to me and I was on the defense, if that makes sense, to being somebody that felt like I was in control. I could create my dreams. I didn't have to tell my kids no for everything. Can I play my stepson is in the band. Can I get a new saxophone? No. Can I get braces? No. Can I have a car? No, heck no. Now it's more like, let's talk about it. We can do those things for you, but is it smart? Like the option is there, where it was not even there before. And one of the hardest things for me was when my stepsons, I've been in their life almost their entire life. So they're my boys. We wanted them to come out to visit us for the summer and we couldn't afford it. And I remember having that conversation and that sucked like so bad to say, I'm sorry, we just don't have any money. And not that money means everything, but when you have money, you can bless people more with the money that you have. You can give back more. You can take care of yourself. Your relationship is stronger because you're not fighting over, oh my gosh, you went and bought that. We have no money. It's just different. So I've been on the other side and I feel so blessed that this gut feeling turned into something that is so amazing for our family all the way around. And you know what? It's cool. My kids are watching what we're doing and I show them the transformation pictures of people that are getting healthy. And I'm like, look what mommy's coaching this lady is. Doesn't she look amazing? Like she really feels so happy. And look, she's chasing after her kids playing soccer. And they're seeing that you can achieve your dreams while putting family first and everything else. And so it's very cool. Okay, I'm going to go into share screen mode here and show you a little bit about Beachbody FYIs because these are all the questions I asked my coach that was like, are you sure? Are you sure? She was like, girl, you got to trust me. And we didn't have this presentation when I was getting started. And so I thought this will be nice for you guys, right? Okay, where's my share? There it is. Still learning my computer here. So share, let's go into computer. Can you see that? Yes? Okay, cool. Okay, so this just shows you a little bit about this stuff. These are some of the cool things that we do. We have like Summit right here, and then there's Leadership Retreat, and there's tons of opportunities to show up to events with Beachbody, which is really fun. You get to meet people, you get pictures taken with your favorite trainers. I'm a big Shalene fan. I'm a big Shanti fan. Yeah. Okay. So let's go next one. So here's a little bit about me. Yeah, I covered all that stuff. So one thing is that our team is considered an elite team. And last year there was 118 elite teams out of 225,000 teams. So we're in the top 0.1%. And these ladies that are talking to you tonight are all part of that. And so that's really cool that we're moving and shaking. And we're currently number 39 in the organization. And there's 250,000 teams. And so you're on a good team. We're moving, we're growing, we're doing good things. So that's what this star, can you see that star right there? That's what that's all about. So I got to sign my name on a star. It was kind of fun. Now it's hanging in my garage. Okay, so you guys remember back in the day when P90 came out? Yeah, okay. So the Beachbody started, and they originally wanted to just be an infomercial company where they were selling DVDs to the at-home consumer. And they started off by, launching their products and they were showing how they work and yada yada, and the company did not do very well. And so they decided to have the CEOs of the company actually do the workouts and then share their results. And that's when it started to take off. And they realized, whoa, wait a minute here. That's what we need. We need real life testimonials of people that have done these products, that have had results, and they're just like the people watching this on TV. And so that's what's cool. That's how they started to build their business. Along the way, they introduced coaches because on the Team Beachbody website, they saw that people were chatting and like encouraging each other and like, oh, are you doing Insanity? How do you like it? Oh, here, I tried this. You should try this. And that's when they had this aha moment, like, oh my gosh, what if we started having coaches that encourage people along their way, that didn't have to be nutritionists, they didn't have to be personal trainers, because we already have that with the top in the world. But what if we had people like you and me and like, you know, the girl next door that just shared their story and encouraged people? And you know what? Let's give them a little incentive by paying them 25% commission and a team cycle bonus when they achieve that. And let's help to encourage them to share it with more people. Why don't we do that? And so that's how in 2007, Team Beachbody launched. I've gone to some events and they explain all the different workouts that tanked, and it's pretty hilarious. But the ones that have made it, I mean, man, they've gotten good results, right? Have any of you guys done any of these? Oh yeah. Yeah, I've done almost every one of these, and I'm in the infomercial for Les Mills Pump. You can see it's this one right here. Woo! I'm at minute like 16 or something like that. And so you'll see my 2 seconds of fame. But I've done literally every single one of these workouts, or at least tried them. I might not have completed them all the way through, but I've done all the workouts in the programs. So if you ever have a question about what to do, then let me know. Sorry about that. That was my kid's game updating. Okay. I'm a mom. Sorry, what can I do? So this is really cool. So remember, you guys, the recession hit and like all these companies went, poosh. Well, you know what? So many MLMs are still struggling in their sales, have been so stagnant or even still dipping. And we're showing some comp companies, and it's pretty amazing that like our growth right now is trending so much further upward than Beachbody even predicted. And so you can be confident in knowing that we are going places. They only put out the best of the best of the best products, and that's why the revenue is so high. And this year is the very first year that Team Beachbody coaches, that side of the company, actually brought in more revenue than the other side, which is called Beachbody, because you know the infomercials, that's Beachbody, and then we have Team Beachbody, which is the coaches. And so we actually brought in more than Beachbody. So this whole coaching thing, it actually is legit. Like people are really making a drastic impact on the nation and on the world. So it's really cool. But my thing was like, yeah, everybody's ordering from the infomercial, so nobody's going to order from me. That was one of my concerns. Guess what? Everybody that orders from the infomercial gets assigned a Team Beachbody coach. So we get those customer leads assigned to us. And all you have to do to get those customer leads assigned to you is by helping either 3 people in a given month, and then next month you'll get a lead. It's called Success Club. Or you have 2 people that are active coaches on your team, and that's called Emerald. And then when you move up to that rank, you'll also get a Success Club lead, or a customer lead. How cool, right? They build your business for you. This has been a huge part of my own growth and my income. Yay! Gotta love the leads. Okay. Next slide. So this shows the Team Beachbody coach growth. That's projected. That thing went whoosh. I need to update this. Okay. Oh, sorry. Let's go back. Okay, so this is what makes this a little bit different and why coaches are so important. A concern of mine was like, well, everybody I know is a coach. That's not true. There's how many, 2.5 billion people or something in America? I can't remember. But 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight. And every time I think that, gosh, there's no one else to talk to, there's no one else to talk to, that's not true. Because then I find all of these people that I connect with. And the nice thing about being a coach is that you're not supposed to be like Jenny or Nicole or Rachel or me. You're supposed to just be you, sharing your story to find people like you that connect with you. So you end up working with people that you would hang out with anyway. You have similar interests, you have similar lifestyles, and so it makes it easy. But what makes Team Beachbody unique versus other corporations is that we take all of the different things that you need to be successful with fitness, and we put them all together. So of course you're going to need something to do as a workout program. That's your fitness portion. It'll come with a schedule to follow. All you got to do is push play. And they test these fitness programs for months and months to make sure that they are top of the line. The second, of course, is nutrition. Because have you ever bought a DVD off the shelf somewhere at the store and you get home, you're doing that and you're not seeing results and you can't figure out why, and you're starving, and so you're like, I worked out today, I'm going to hit McDonald's and get a cheeseburger. Well, you're sabotaging your results. A lot of people don't know that. And so all fitness programs come with a nutrition guide, and on Team Beachbody, we have a nutrition line full of supplements that can help people for all of their different unique needs. Shakeology is a big part of that, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We also offer peer support. Woo, woo, that's where we come in. And so we do online groups and fit clubs and different things where we encourage people along the way. The last thing is rewards. Every single day, they have a $500 daily giveaway that they give to people. Everybody that completes a workout program and submits their results to Beachbody gets a free t-shirt. And you can't get them any other way. You can't buy those shirts. You earn them. So it gives you a reason to finish. I know when I was doing Insanity, I started that program and I quit because it was really hard and it sucked. But then I saw everybody else getting their free shirt. And if they had their shirt, I wanted my shirt. So guess what? Tried it again, started Insanity, and I literally pushed play for 60 days and was mad at Shaun T, but I earned my shirt and I wear it with pride. And when people see me out and about in my shirt, they're like, I know how hard that is. Or I'll see other people and I want to fist bump them because I get it and they get it. It's like finishing a marathon. You get a shirt, you run that far and you get a shirt and you're so proud of yourself. So anyway, they give you a reason to be excited. We also have the $500 daily giveaway winner. We have a $1,000 monthly winner. We have the $10,000 quarterly winner, and then the $100,000 end of the year winner. And seeing those people stand on stage and share their story, and they're like, my coach helped me along the way, yada, yada, yada. I couldn't have done it without them. It just affirms what I'm doing as a coach, because what if I am that person that changes that person's life? Like, what if you're that person? I mean, how cool is that to have that impact on someone? And the nice thing is if you coach someone and they win, you get paid that too. So if they win 500, you get 500. Yeah, it's a little incentive for you to be a dang good coach, right? Okay. Shakeology. Okay, I'm the biggest skeptic. I don't drink shakes. I'm not going to pay for that crap. I was the biggest skeptic of all. I had tried so many different brands, and I tried other people's, and I was like, but it's cheaper. I'll just go with so-and-so. Well, here's why I decided to go with Shakeology and why it was so important to me. The attention to detail that they put in the ingredients, they farm over 70 ingredients with Shakeology and put it in there. They're 100% natural, and they farm them in a way that's sustainable. So for example, we didn't come out with vanilla for a long time, like years, because they had to find a vanilla that was such a high quality vanilla and wouldn't damage the environment, that they actually wouldn't take, like if they found cheaper vanilla, they wouldn't use it because it wasn't the kind of quality that Beachbody expects. And so every single one of the ingredients with Shakeology is like that. And Shakeology is the only clinically proven shake. It's clinically proven to help you lose weight, lower your bad cholesterol, keep your blood sugars steady, and to help you have more energy. And there's studies behind that. And so we could actually share that information with you if you'd like. It's not a diet shake. It's not a protein shake. Top of the line protein is in this. But what protein shakes do is they go and they help only 2 of your major systems in your body. We have 11. Shakeology protects and repairs all 11 major systems in your body, and it helps to protect your cells. And so your body performs better. And that's why it's so special. It's just different. Plus, it's yummy. Everybody has a different flavor or whatever they like. I used to only drink chocolate with peanut butter and almond milk. That was like my thing. But now I actually like to mix it up because it's new every day. And so I drink all of the flavors in a different rotation. And Shakeology comes in vegan, and that's important for people. So, okay, let's see my next one. Those are all the 70 ingredients that we've talked about. Amazing, right? But even if you take and you research like what one of these ingredients does for you, it's pretty amazing. Have you guys ever gone into Whole Foods? Oh my gosh. One of these ingredients would be like $30, it seems like. Shakeology is a steal for about $4 a day. And it keeps you well. You're not spending money on other things. Okay. Here we go. I should pay attention to my little notes I posted about my cues because I'm jumping ahead, but you guys don't mind. No judgment, right? Okay, Beachbody has something for literally everyone. So if people are like, I'm just starting off with my fitness, I'm recovering from an injury, I need a deep detox because I've been putting years and years of junk food in my body, you know, there's something for everyone. So the Ultimate Reset is a product for somebody that needs a deep detox. That's hard to say. The 3-day refresh is for someone that wants to just do a little quick, we overate this weekend or I have a wedding coming up and I just want a quick cleanse. Whoop. And it's designed in a way though, it's not stripping your body of nutrients. It's actually giving you the vital nutrients you need, but clearing out the junk. We also have the equipment line, the nutritionals, and then fitness programs from everywhere, from Tai Chang to Body Beast to Insanity. And there's everything for everyone. And they're proven to get results. Everything comes with a money-back guarantee, and that's because they work. So if you try a program and it doesn't work, you're welcome to send it back. But we promise you that you're going to find something that works with Beachbody. I tried P90X. It wasn't my thing. So you know what? Then I tried Turbo Fire instead. And I loved it. I fell in love with it. And our job is to help our clients to find something that is absolutely perfect for them. Okay, let's move on. Sorry, my computer the arrows keep going away. I think the best part, well, there's a lot of good parts. One of my favorite parts is that you get to choose who you add to your team. Like I chose and hand selected Jenny, Nicole, and Rachel to be on my team because I like them. They don't drive me crazy and I could hang out with them all day. And they are driven and they inspire me and they're really good people with immense integrity and they work hard and they live their life with passion. And that's important to me because I want, you know, you end up being a combination of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I want the people in my circle to be people that I admire and respect and would want to be like. And you don't always get that when you have a job. You know, you just get assigned. You work with so-and-so. They're in your department. But here we get to choose. And on our team, we're called the Fierce Fit Phenomenon. We all share ideas and we help each other to succeed. And we really do that. So we're always sharing our secrets like, hey, I tried this. I really liked it. Or whatever. And so we're all helping each other to move up together. Okay, so what is a coach? Now you've heard me talk a lot about what a coach's job is to help people, but you're probably thinking, what does all that mean? I get asked all the time, like, well, do you have to be in perfect shape? Do you have to have rock hard abs? Do you have to have a nice butt? Sure, all that stuff's awesome, but you know what? We have coaches that are successful on our team at all shapes and sizes and walks of life. We have Ironman athletes. They're people that are on their journey and they're 350 pounds right now, but they've already lost 150. And so they're just on their way. And so we have literally everything. So no, you don't have to be in top physical condition. But of course, we're wanting you to work harder at being healthy all the time. You don't have to be a fitness or nutrition expert. You don't have to be your end result because honestly, who is? As soon as you get there, the next day, you have to start over. Fitness is like the laundry. It's never finished. So we're all just on this journey together. Do you need to be a salesperson? Absolutely not. You just need to be passionate and dedicated about helping people to achieve your goals and their goals, because you can't be successful without helping other people. It's important to also be a product of the product, and so that you can show people like what your own story is. It's a lot different to be able to say, well, I've tried that, then I watched the infomercial. And then the last thing is we do what we call personal development in Beachbody, or it's professional development. I like to use both of those, where you're spending time becoming a better person from the inside out. And you can either do a podcast or a book or an audio, whatever works for you, to do something every day to help you to reach your goals. And we'll help you to find personal development books or materials that are going to help you in wherever you're at in your life right now. We have some great suggestions. I would suggest starting with the Slight Edge or Push. Those are 2 books that are awesome. Slight Edge, Push. So write that down. You're welcome. That was a free tip of the day. Okay, so here's some of the benefits of being a coach. Of course, you get to choose your own hours. You can do this full-time. You can do this part-time. You can work with people in person at fit clubs or online through Facebook or Instagram or whatever, Google+, wherever you hang out. And then as your business grows, like say you're working full-time right now, as your business grows, you can actually choose to add a little bit more in all the time. I did not start off working 6 hours a day. I started off more like an hour or 2, and that made sense for me then. And now we have a bigger team, and so as we grow, I put a little bit more into it, but it's not always that much. I get to choose, which is nice. So you can work from Starbucks. Do you like that? That's funny. Me for a coffee date. So remember how I said that everybody wants rewards, or that's part of what we do when we reward people for their fitness? Well, guess what? Coaches get rewarded for moving up in rank. And like I hit 7-star today, and so I'm going to get one of these cool jackets that have a little 7 on it. Yay! And a bracelet. And then my diamond coaches here, they're all going to get something from Beachbody as well. And when we're hitting benchmarks as coaches that are just like brand new coaches that are minimal benchmarks, you get awarded, and we call it Success Club. And so it could be anything from swag like shirts or hats, or personal development, or check out this cruise ship right here. I was actually down there. You can't see me. I was down there on that cruise, and my hubby and I earned this 100% for free, and new coaches can earn the next trip for next year 100% for free just by helping 3 people a month. It was amazing. It was an amazing moment to be there and go, oh my gosh, we've never had a vacation like this. All of our vacations have been like, let's go home and see mom and dad, for Christmas. And that's all we could afford. And so taking a tropical vacation on Beachbody was pretty cool. And then we go to these events, you get surrounded by positive, goal-driven people, and all of the leaders teach you their secrets. So every week we actually have what we call the National Wake-Up Call, and you get mentored by the top coaches in the company, and they share what's working for them every single week. How cool is that? Not very many companies do that. So, all right. Here are some of the other ways that we have support. So every week our team does a call as well, and so you can tune into that, and I'll give you the link. We also have social media outlets where we're posting tips and Beachbody sharing their ideas. In our Coach Online office, there's loads of training and webinars and YouTube videos and sample things of what to say, FAQs, like everything you could possibly need to know as a coach. It's available to you of how to do it, even how to set up a Facebook page. I mean, seriously, all of it. It's all there. And then you also have the support of your upline coach who will do one-on-one calls. So what to expect from us? So after you get signed up, what you'll do to sign up, I should start with that. You'll log into whoever invited you to this call, and they'll give you their website. You'll click coach, and you'll fill out the information. You have the option to choose a challenge pack at the end, and that'll include a workout program of your choice, 1 month of Shakeology on auto ship, and your coach tools kit. Now, once you do that, you'll be sent an email from whoever invited you here. They're going to be called your upline sponsor coach, and they're going to add you to our Fierce Fit group on Facebook. And they're going to set up a time to talk to you on the phone to go over some things to get you started. Now, we communicate through our Facebook pages, through email, through phone, text, whatever works for you. So I like my coaches to tell me what they check the most. Like, how do you want me to contact you? Text? Perfect. I like to text too. Let's do it. Some people don't like phone calls. Some people love them. So that way it helps me. We also do local events every quarter called Super Saturday. There's one coming up in 2 weeks, whenever, middle of January. Anyway, we also do our weekly team calls that I mentioned before, and then we have different things that you can plug into throughout the year. And so you're never feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing, because we're always there to give you information. Now, you can choose how often you connect with us and how much information you get, because you're not required to do any of this stuff. We also do online coaching camps where we're going to give you some tools. Like, I wish I would have known this as a new coach. This is an FYI for you to look over. It might be a webinar. It might be just an idea. Here's an example of what to say. Here's a great picture of how to post it on Facebook. And we share all that with you so that you know how to get started. So what are your options? You can either come in as a coach or as a customer. Either one is fine. So I mentioned the challenge pack before. If you come in as a coach with a challenge pack, you're going to get all these things listed here. A fitness program, 1 month of Shakeology, and then a trial month of the Team Beachbody Club. And then you're also going to get your Shakeology, your coach enrollment fee waived. And then after that, for coaches, our fee is $15.95 a month, and that covers our websites. And so Beachbody has amazing websites, and they have great marketing materials that they're always putting out there. Those infomercials you've seen, top notch. So our $15.95 helps to cover our website, so we don't have to keep those updated, and our tech support and our 24/7 line. And so you always have access to that. If you're a military spouse, then your fee is waived. Active duty military or their spouse. Now you can come in as a customer, and our challenge packs range from anywhere from $140 to $245. Right now, Insanity Max 30 is on sale, and that's on sale for $180 this month. And it's going to come with your fitness program, nutrition guide, schedule to follow, and 1 month of Shakeology on auto ship, and then the support of your coach to help you through. So these are the 3 questions that whoever invited you to this webinar is going to ask you. So what appeals to you most? I'm not going to read them. You guys can read them. Everybody can read, right? And then here's something to think about. So I'm sure as I was talking tonight, there were some people that popped in your head like, oh, I would love to be able to help that person. And oh man, it would be so nice if me and my spouse could go on vacation. Or wow, I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to fire my boss. Or I would love, maybe you love your boss. I don't know. I would love to be able to have a little bit more flexibility in my time. Maybe some of those things popped in your head as I was talking. And so just think about those things. The worst thing that could happen is that you get off this call and you think about it for the next 6 to 8 months, like I did when I was talking to my upline coach. And I wish I just would have started sooner, and that I would have investigated a little bit more about what Beachbody is and isn't, because I was dead wrong in a lot of things. I thought it was you had to be a salesperson and you had to carry inventory, but you don't have to do any of those things because people order directly through your site and it's shipped from Beachbody. So all of the customer service stuff is handled by them. And then I also thought, well, it's impossible to find people to connect with. That's not true. I've learned that I meet amazing people online and in person. And so you just never know who's really needing you to be that support for them at this time. So anybody have any questions? I'm going to stop the share so I can see the whole group. No? Okay. That's just fine. I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. And thank you all for being on tonight. And whoever invited you is going to go ahead and follow up with you and make sure you have the next steps and get your questions answered. So thank y'all.